All right, make sure we go live here. Looks good. Hopefully. Hey Kyle, can you do me a favor and test the audio on YouTube? Make sure we're getting audio.
Yeah, it's good. I hear it.
Thank you, man. All right, I think we'll go ahead and get started then, unless there's any objections. Was there somebody else in there we need to let them know about this?
Mark, already I mentioned to him.
Okay. All right, so today, July 15th, membership meeting. Anybody on the call, please mute your mic to avoid crosstalk. And if everybody could sign in, just to kind of check in, show that you're here. It's l.familab.org/sign-in. You can do it from a phone. Simple. Just select that you're here for the board meeting or for the membership meeting. And yeah, just please try and avoid crosstalk, because as you guys talk here, the people here aren't going to hear. They're only going to hear like one voice kind of online, so it kind of gets a little bit confusing. So if you have anything you want to, any kind of input, just raise your hand, get my attention, and I'll get to you. Same with the people online, just hit the raise your hand button and we'll get to you. All right, so we'll go ahead and get started on the financial update. We still have a total of 62 paying members and 17 special cases. I haven't really updated this, but I haven't seen any new ones come through this month. So I think that's really where we're at. It might be plus or minus one, but I highly doubt it. I think that's where we're still at. The P&L is negative 440 for the month. So last month, I don't know if you guys, I don't know who all was here last month or not, or if you watched the video. We were, I think, just about in the green or in the green last month, and there was a little bit of confusion of why. We figured it out. It was because there was a couple extra donations that we didn't necessarily, that we accounted for, but didn't realize that was why we were there. This month, we had no extra donations and nobody leaving, nobody coming. So pretty much, and no extra expenses that popped up that we had to pay. So if you look at the negative 440, that's pretty much average what we're at right now, which is about 5 to 7 members. So we really only need to get 5 to 7 more members in order to get in the green and actually stay there. That's obviously not the goal. We want to get a bit more than that so that we can get more money into the lab, do more fun stuff. But just keep that in mind. It's really when you're talking to other people about the lab and talking to other people about just nerdy stuff outside of the lab. Just remember, we only need 5 to 7. So maybe friends, family members, somebody might want to join. Also, the last couple open houses, I know weather's been total garbage lately, and it's it's either hot or it's raining, torrential downpours, or a lot of us have things to do. Kids are out of school, so we're probably spending time with family. But the last couple open houses, there's been nobody showing up, so we really want to kind of promote that a bit more as well. Not just members showing up. Obviously, we need members to give tours, but if we don't have new people showing up, it doesn't really help us. So if you have any kind of input on things that we can do and things that you'd be willing to do to help out with that, we do have the outreach meeting that you can join and talk about it, or just talk about it in Slack. Just remember, ideas are fun and good, but if you can't at least partially follow through with that idea, it doesn't really help us all that much, because we have millions of ideas of things we could do. We just don't have the manpower to actually do them. What's up, John?
I was thinking that the best thing that we could do is change our flyers and just try to appeal to people in a different way.
Yeah. See, things like that, not that I want to discourage going over that during this meeting, because that's a good idea. But things like that are discussed in the outreach meeting, or
I can't always
you know,
make
just
them, so.
yeah, or just in the outreach channel, or just in Slack in general. But things like that, we should change it. Give us an example. So come back to me with an example of how you think we should change it, who we should gear it to, and things like that. Not right now.
I already know.
Okay. So yeah, just hit me up inside Slack, or talk to. Actually, just put it out in the outreach channel would be best, and then maybe somebody can edit the flyer for us.
Okay.
But yeah, things like that. We do need to do things like that. Editing the flyer is good as well, but we need to get them out as well. So just keep that in mind, is that we need that manpower to do those things, not just the ideas. But once the times that we've made very little effort to put things out there about open house, or even the social night, the very few times we've done very little, we've gotten a lot of feedback from it, and a lot of people coming to show up, and a good amount of people joining. So really doesn't take much, just takes a little bit of effort. So yeah, if you have any questions, bring it up in the outreach. If you want to do something, you had some free time, or you have some free time coming up that you want to schedule something, check with outreach, and we can definitely give you something to do.
Are we covering the outreach stuff now, or just?
No,
Just
not necessarily. We could go into it at the end of the meeting if you like.
I was just going to say, Alexander made like a little wooden box we could put some places with it flyers in. So.
Oh, that's awesome. Yeah.
Yeah, I dropped off some flyers at the the brewery, the something Pusher Brewery or something.
The
on
one
the street there.
The Hourglass.
Hourglass.
Okay.
I never think of that.
Cool.
And so maybe I'll take over that wooden thing there and see if they like that any better.
Yeah, absolutely. That's awesome.
Yeah,
Things like that is great. Also, take a picture of that and post it. Because the more you do and the more you post and show, the more other people get motivated to do. Sometimes people kind of get stagnant and they're like, oh, nobody else is doing anything, I'm not going to do anything. When they don't see behind the scenes, there are actually people doing stuff. So.
Yeah.
All right. So we'll move on. Board, the general updates for board. Board terms are ending next year. I talked about this last meeting. I'm not going to continue on as probably as board member at all after my term is up next year. So something to keep in mind is that the current board members, the ones that will continue on, they're going to need a lot of help. And we still need a lot of help now. So board isn't really hard. A lot of board you can do just from home. A lot of the board members, we even have our board meetings from home now. We don't hold them on location anymore because it's just easy to do online. It's really just a matter of paperwork and agreeing on decisions. That's really 99% of what board is. This extra stuff you see us doing here, even holding the meeting, I don't have to be holding the meeting. A board member doesn't have to be holding the meeting. The board members will help put the meeting agenda together, but operations could obviously do that, or anybody if we don't have an actual operations team. So keep that in mind. Even if you don't necessarily want to be on board, there are other things to do. However, my time, as you have all probably seen, has been occupied way too much lately. I can't really do much for the board. I'm falling behind on the small amount of tasks that I have now for board. Justin just got a new job. So congrats to Justin. I don't think he's on because he's actually at that job today, I believe. They're doing some kind of event tonight. So and that job's going to occupy a lot more of his time as well. So we really do need some help on the board. If anybody's interested, I know Jack was. I don't think he's on today because he's in like Alaska right now or something. But Jack was. He might be a good one that might join. Or if you think somebody here may be good for it, obviously talk to them first. But then you could talk to us and say, hey, I think so and so would be good for board or ops or whatever. They might just need a little bit of motivation. We can do that.
Like talking your mic as well is what it's saying.
I don't know. You guys can't hear?
Yeah, shaking your nose.
Who asked if the mic was on?
Yes, sir.
No, it was
it's the projecting computer that mic is off, but
Oh,
the
okay.
filming
Yeah,
computer
yeah.
that mic
Gotcha.
is on.
Gotcha.
So you're good.
I thought somebody had. Yeah, yeah. That's just the wacky setup we do. That's another good example. Is anybody that could help? I have a long drive to get here for these membership meetings. So moving forward for the next couple months or whatever, if somebody wants to come early before the meeting and learn how to set up and help me set up, it really doesn't take that much time. It's just there's kind of, as you see, we need 3 computers just to do one simple task. So just it's porn again. So yeah, that would be something that would be great to do as well if somebody wants to help join in with that. Anyway, back to what I was saying. Board, me and Justin are more occupied lately. I think Matthew, are you getting more free lately?
I'm getting more free. Yeah.
You're getting there?
I'm going to try and show up to things again.
They loosened your shackles over at the job?
Yeah.
Okay.
The theme park has an exploded fit. So.
All's well then. But even so, the only other board member we have besides us 3 is Johan, who is in Chicago. He does a lot of good work for us. He helps us out with paperwork and whatnot, but he's also got a life out there as well. So we really need more board members. And keep in mind that if we don't have 3 on paper, we don't have a lab. So if there are not 3 board members, we can't operate as a 501c3. Which means if Justin and I both have to step down at the end of this next year, and it's up to those 2, they can't continue to operate the FamiLAB legally. So something to keep in mind. If you're interested, reach out to the board in Slack or take one of us aside while we're here, and we'll talk to you about it, explain everything. But like I said, it's really easy. Housekeeping, leaks in the building. This is actually ironic that the rain just started really hard. I've been here a couple times the last month and not while it was raining. So has anybody noticed leaks still going on in the roof at all? Okay. We'll take a walk. I'll take a walk around after this just to see.
Not actively dripping on me right now. So.
Well, ironically, it doesn't leak in these sections. It only leaks in the warehouse section. Well, or maybe we don't know because it's all.
It would turn yellow.
Yeah, because there's nothing else up there. Yeah. So if you do come across leaks, let us know. Landlord's pretty good about getting it fixed, as fast as he can with his maintenance guy. So the Oshkosh Excellence Award, we announced this last week or last month, I believe, or the month before. It was official. We got the award, $3,500. Part of it's going to our projects at Maker Faire, such as specifically the wood project that we're doing for kids to put toys together and whatnot. We haven't gotten the money in yet because they needed to verify bank information. This is kind of what I'm getting at. They only had my email address for some unknown reason, and they've been emailing me for a couple weeks now. So I finally got back to them, and it's coming through. Just, again, that's what board's for, just simple stuff like answering emails, but sometimes we just get busy, can't get done. We didn't put it's not on paper, the IRS thing.
No.
Okay. I'm going to bring this up. We're still working on it, but just to give another good example of what board needs to do that is easy, but just obviously distractions can cause major issues. We got an IRS notice that we owe a large sum of money due to the taxes being filed late back in like 2020 and 2021. So this was before even the current board's time. Obviously, it was most likely related to COVID, but even back then, the current board members were just burned out, and they had so much other stuff going on that things fell behind. And so, while COVID is a thing that impacted it, it's also, this is also why we need multiple board members that can all do it, because honestly filing the taxes for those years was a 10-minute piece of paper, but they probably didn't have the knowledge. It might have had to take another hour to figure it out. An extension was filed at one point, but then there wasn't, there wasn't followed up. So right now we're working with the IRS. Justin is putting together a letter, and the board members are all going to be involved, and we're going to try and knock that large sum down because it could have a significant impact to the lab. But I just want you guys all to know that that's the kind of stuff that we deal with. That we're actually sorting out a lot of, because of COVID and the previous board not having the time and everything. The current board is actually sorting out so much stuff that the next coming board, now's the time to join, because everything's going to be pretty much in order for you. As long as you just follow the steps we got written out for you, you're golden. But yeah, that's just another thing to keep in mind about the board and its responsibilities. Is it's fairly simple stuff. It just needs to get done on time. That's the biggest thing. Did you want to say anything on it, or okay? So moving on, Amazon wish list. The Amazon wish list was created. I haven't managed it lately. I know one of the things was bought off of it recently by Johan, which is awesome. And I don't believe I took the time to install it while I was here that day because I was busy. But it's it was the water separator for the air assist for the Boss laser. So once we get that installed, that Boss laser will be fully functional again. But things like that, if you want to help donate to the lab, and you don't necessarily want to give money, but you want to give something, like say you use the laser a lot, you want to buy because we need one for the epilogue as well. So use the laser a lot, you want to contribute specifically to the laser, go buy that off the wish list. That works as well. So yeah, that's all.familab.org/Amazon. Workshops and open houses, same thing that's always been on here. If you have any ideas, just jump on the website. And you really, at this point, the way we set it up is you don't necessarily need it approved. I am getting mud all over the place. You don't necessarily need it approved anymore. What we do is we just kind of watch the calendar. If something weird gets put on the calendar or odd that there's questions, we'll ask. But
Can we have a burlesque show?
Burlesque show. Honestly, I probably won't deny that. I'll just make sure it's a disclaimer of 18 and older. I probably won't be there, considering, unless you guys are hiring somebody. I want to see you all on the burlesque show. No.
What if it's a drag burlesque show?
Anyway, so
persona, makeup, costumes, and have you practiced a routine? Dances aren't easy.
Anyway, the point I was getting at is even the anime night. I think you guys have been submitting it. Once you submit it, it goes right on the calendar. So it's a lot less work for anybody involved, including yourselves when you're scheduling something. So anytime you want to schedule something, just throw it on that calendar using the form on the website. I think it's scheduled class. Doesn't have to be a class, hangout, whatever you want. Before you do, make sure there isn't something overlapping on the calendar, though, because that's really the main thing that's going to stop you from having the event. Also, keep in mind if you're doing something in the lobby or you're doing something in here, and somebody's doing something the opposite, and whatever you're doing is going to be loud, maybe reach out to that other person and be like, hey, so you know, we wanted to have this event. Are you cool with that? Whatever, because you don't want to disrupt the other event as well.
What if you do want to disrupt the other event?
Then you're just a jerk, and hopefully that person will yell at you when you do. Maker Faire, November 8th and 9th. If you have any projects, now is the time to get started on them, because I know a lot of us are procrastinators. We kind of wait to the last minute and then try and rush and get it done. I have like 3 that I wanted to do and have started. Well, I guess I technically started all of them, but like barely started all of them. So the key to Maker Faire is it's a place for us to show off what FamiLAB is, and to get people interested in maker spaces in general, but also to come here and join. the best way to do that is to show off something you've made. Whether or not you've made it here doesn't necessarily matter. If you learn some of the skills of it here, or if it's just something that you know that a lot of other people here would like, then people at Maker Faire are going to like it as well. So that's something we would really like to see people involved in. We're also, when it gets closer, we're going to need volunteers to help us run the booth. Really, all it is just standing there talking about FamiLAB, just like the
Open
tours.
house.
Yeah, just like the open house. It's not obviously not a tour, but you can talk about some of the stuff that's on the table. Hand them a flyer, just talk about FamiLAB, talk about geeky stuff. That's all that really matters. If you volunteer to help us, you do get tickets to the event. Usually it's like, I think we only ask for, I think we do 2 4 hours? I forget. It's like
I forgot
I think it's 8 to 1 and then noon to 4 something.
It's not that hard.
No, it's really not that
The
hard.
hard part
and
is your throat.
if you're there both days and all day, you will lose your voice. But even if you're only able to come to help set up or help break down, that also is fantastic because there is some of that going on. I think I'm kind of getting off course, but you do get the whole weekend pass if you want to go, even if you're only going for like one shift or helping out in some way. Also, in terms of setting up in terms of doing a project, if you have a project that you want to do but you need help funding, if you can get it done before the end of or before the start of Maker Faire, and you can explain to us how you're going to get it done before the beginning of Maker Faire, and you're going to show it off at Maker Faire, the board has gotten together some donations of up to $500 to fund people's projects. So if there's a project that you want to do, but you need a little bit extra funding, maybe you need filament for 3D printing, maybe you need some electronic parts, since now you have more fees coming from China, maybe you need extra money for those. Just let us know. Tell us exactly what you're going to do. Put it in an email and tell us exactly what you're going to. It doesn't have to be super detailed, but tell us what your project is and how much you would like. We don't necessarily want to give the whole 500 to one person, but if you're the only person and your project is that badass, maybe you'll get the whole 500. The biggest thing is to just have something there. We'd really like to have interactive stuff. So keep that in mind. But again, even that, I don't know if you guys were there last year. I know a couple of you were. I made a clock that was 3D printed, and it would switch. It was like the highlight. It wasn't interactive, but it was the highlight. Everybody looked at it. Everybody loved it. It was.
To the booth.
What's that?
It brought people to the
Yeah,
booth.
it brought a lot of people to the booth. Even by the end of Maker Faire, like one number halfway worked out of all 6 numbers, so it was kind of funny. But people were still greatly amused by it. Yeah, so just keep that in mind. Interactive is the best, but anything showy will be perfect. Moving on.
Quick question.
Yeah.
The kids' toy that's being made as part of the project, of the donation.
Yeah.
Is that going to be part of the Maker Faire also?
Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm glad you brought that up. I probably should make sure that's on here every week or every month. Basically, the way it works, for those of you who haven't heard about it, we got a book of how to make wooden toys, and they're little toys like the 2 that we have. One is a crocodile, and one is a shark for Florida. And as you move them, their mouths chomp and their legs move and whatnot. So actually, I think just their mouths chomp. Anyway, they're made out of wood, and what we're doing is we're cutting all the pieces, sanding them down, getting them ready, so that at Maker Faire, people can either they pay a little bit and they can put one together, and they either keep it. Well, I guess they don't pay if they put one together and don't keep it. If they don't keep it, it gets donated to a charity that I think Justin landed on one. I just don't remember what it is. But it's basically kids who don't get toys normally or for Christmas or whatever. So those will go to them. If they want to keep it, they just give a donation where that donation will go to the same place instead. So we're doing cash and the toy donation at the same time. And to answer your question, yes, it's obviously done at Maker Faire. There's one day on Friday, something new that they started last year is like this kids event. It's basically where they bring in kids from schools and whatnot, and they go around to booths before Maker Faire opens, so these kids get individual things. So we'll probably be making them as well. So if you want to sign up for Friday as well, that would be great. But yes, it's all going to be done at Maker Faire. However, before Maker Faire, we have a lot of prep work. So Justin and I plan on doing an event where we're going to use the CNC to cut a bunch of the parts, but then we're going to have just a bunch of people here just do sanding. It's going to be a nightmare because sanding is a nightmare, and there's going to be a lot of it. But it's just, we'll buy pizza and beer, sodas, whatever you guys want. And we just sand all the parts so that they're ready. So that at Maker Faire, all they're really doing is getting out the wood glue and gluing them together, and that's it. So yes, excellent question.
Can we get caffeine-free regular Coke?
Yes.
With actual sugar from the 80s?
Wait, caffeine free?
Yeah, you get
Regular Coke?
Yeah. They don't make it anymore. That's the joke.
Oh, then no.
Yes, I do.
Why do you always confuse me like that? You know I'm gullible as hell. All right. Anyway,
Caffeine-free sugar is. I've got one in my refrigerator.
Really? I'll look into
Is
that.
it from the 80s?
right.
A time machine in my bedroom.
Find one with the yellow
It's just a
cap.
collectible you got in the back.
Instead of corn syrup.
With that.
I would prefer the Coke that actually has cocaine in it.
Nice.
If you can find a bottle with a yellow cap, it means it has cane sugar, not corn syrup.
Cool.
Interesting.
I'll look into it.
Where do you find these with yellow cap?
I have no idea.
Is it just
Then what? Why?
Noticed them was around Passover. I don't think there's a connection though.
I think they're all at George's house.
There might be a connection.
they're all George's house?
I don't know.
Bring them in here.
All right. So excellent question, but we'll go ahead and move on now. Outreach is August 7th. That's the next outreach meeting. But again, if you have ideas or things you want to do, they can be done anytime. They can be talked about anytime. That's why Slack is there. The outreach meeting was just kind of try and motivate more people to get together at one time and do it. So keep that in mind. Please let us know about any ideas or anything you want to do. Because again, we need 5 to 8 members, something like that, 5 to 7 members. And we're at least in the green, so and then black. First robotics gamma rays. I don't think we need to talk about them. Gamma rays is I don't know if you were here. Some of you were here last month. Gamma rays is it's a robotics. It's a part of First Robotics. They're just a small local team. The one mother that kind of runs it, Sandra, I believe is her name. Her and her son showed up to the meeting last month and we talked about doing stuff with us. So just keep an eye out for that. Anything we can do with them not only is awesome to help them out and to do things with them, it also promotes things for the lab. So if we go for grants and whatnot, they obviously want to see that kind of stuff.
They talked about putting together a Slack channel, like First Robotics or something like that, but I didn't see anything yet.
I think they were still in the middle of finishing something or starting something. So she said she was going to get into Slack soon, but there was some kind of delay. I forget. But I think Justin's been working with her as well. I think he talked to her again since then. So when he's back, or just ask him in Slack, and I might reach out to him. And maybe it'd be good. So,
Question.
yeah.
Would this Slack channel be a First Robotics channel, or would it be a Robotics General channel?
I think they might do their own, just for the events and the collaboration with them specifically. That would kind of also help them control content a little more because there is a younger audience in there. Not that our Slack is any kind of insanely inappropriate, but yeah, I think they're going to have kind of their own Gamma Rays channel where they can talk stuff about what they're working on and whatnot. But I will get with them and I'll let you know.
Cool. Thank you.
Yep. All the upcoming events, my tablet's about to die, so I'm not going to go over each one. There are a bunch on there. A lot in July, including the virtual hangout for Fusion 360. I'm going to try really hard to be on this one. I keep saying I'm going to be on it, and then I forget at the last minute and pass out on my couch. But that's literally what happened the last 2 times. I was like, I'm going to join that, and then I wake up and it's 10 o'clock. I'm like, oh, shoot. So yeah, that one's pretty fun if you want to learn Fusion 360, or if you know a little bit about Fusion 360 and want to learn more. We just basically get together online and talk about it. It's not local, it's not here, it's online. But that's kind of our newest thing. I know we have the anime hangout. There's it's this week, right?
Every Friday, 7 p.m.
Every Friday. Okay. I thought you were
Unless
doing
there's
every other
like an event or if there's something that comes up. But it's mainly like the only things that have stopped me from going so far is July the 4th was a Friday. And we didn't hold the meeting that night.
Friday. So yeah, move on to open discussion. Did anybody have anything they wanted to go over? Any show and tell or anything?
Yeah, I looked it up. Apparently, under some very strict interpretations, corn is not considered kosher for Passover. And so Coca-Cola does release yellow capped bottles during Passover that use cane sugar.
That's amazing.
That's awesome.
Okay.
So it was related to Passover. All right. Anybody else? Anything you guys been working on or?
Spring, sometime in spring.
It's like putting that on my calendar. Okay. Well, I guess we'll go ahead and end the meeting then, unless anybody has anything else. Anybody online have anything? Cool. Going once.
Nope. Good talk.
All right. Thank you, everybody, for coming. Thank you for everybody who showed up online. And yeah, have a good one.